It's Saturday Night Live.
Wait, Dad. We're not Saturday Night Live.
Oh, from Southern California, specifically Menifee and Temecula, it's Royally Quacked.
I like that.
Yeah, that was fun. We're going to start off today. I got contacted by someone. I think I maybe talked to him a year ago, but it had been a few years since we had talked before that. And he listened to Royally Quack, so I want to give him a shout out and a little story that I wanted to tell you what happened, because it was actually very important to me and my family. So we're going to shout out to Eric Rodriguez. Eric, he went to pro school. He was a minor league umpire, yet he came down and played with us amateurs umpiring baseball. And I was working with him, and I got the call that my daughter's water broke with my first grandchild. So I went up and said to Eric, he goes, "Hey, what's the matter?" I go, "My daughter's water broke. I really would like to be there for when my grandson is born," because we knew it was going to be a boy. So he says, "Okay, I got this." Well, he pulled off, let me tell you, the largest strike zone I've ever seen, and got nothing from either team, and got me out there fast enough to get up there and be part of that. So shout out to Eric. I hope you're going to enjoy getting a shout out, Eric. Share it with your wife. Hey, I was on a podcast. My name was on a podcast. Anyways, keep listening to us, Eric. We appreciate your support.
Yep. Shout out Eric. Yay!
Yay! Now we're gonna go on to
Trivia.
King's News.
No, trivia.
No? Trivia. Oh, you gonna do trivia first?
Yeah, we normally do trivia first. All right, let me pull it up. Okay. Who was the Kings' first pick in the 1967 expansion draft?
Oh my gosh. I should know this. They basically played that season mostly with minor league players.
I can tell you he only played one season. I think he was the first player selected, and then he played one season before being traded to Detroit.
And now you're gonna rack my brain, so I don't know.
Give up.
1967.
He was a goalie.
Terry Sawchuk?
Terry Sawchuk.
That helped.
Yeah, I figured.
And I do remember it now that you said that, and I thought of his name.
Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Goaltender.
Yes. How cool. That's a great question. Thanks, Cody.
Yeah.
Brings back memories.
Anytime. All right. Now we'll do news.
King's News. Start off with the biggest news. He's no longer our interim coach. He signed a multi-year contract. Jim Hiller has been given the full job of being the Kings head coach. And they vetted him pretty severely to have to agree with how the program works and everything else. And they were open on both sides. I heard on All the King's Men, he talked with Jesse Cohen on All the King's Men. Another shout out to a podcast. Great podcast, people. Listen to All the King's Men. It's very good. But he said that, if he didn't agree with something, he was to say it. And if they were to not agree with something, they were going to say it. And yet they all agreed. I know a lot of people are disappointed because he'd never been a head coach before. But you know what? Look what he did with our power play in one season and our PK in the next. Who's to say he can't fix the rest of that system? Because I think there's going to be some kind of changes. How dramatic, I don't know. But first thing we all need to know, Kings fans, is they're going to play defense first. And as I always say, what wins championships? Defense. So, second bit of Kings news. The Kings signed forward Atu Johnson to a 2-year ELC. And for all you people who maybe this is your first podcast, that means entry level contract. Well, meaning he's going to play in the minors. They're pretty sure he won't be up for a while. So he'll have 2 years to try to prove himself, and then they may re-sign him to a 2-way contract.
Yep.
So that's all the Kings news. It's not big.
All right.
I think Ducks news looks even was so busy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really news, but there was a rumor that I forgot who reported it, but there were saying that the Ducks were one of the teams rumored to be interested in the acquiring Mitch Marner.
Really?
Yeah, and I think, and I believe Martin H's. I believe those are the two that I think they're. I'd rather get them go for Natchez than Marner, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, there really wasn't much for Ducks news this week, so hopefully we can have more news next week for you guys. So we'll move on to league news. Yeah, you want to start with this one?
Sure.
All right.
Ryan McDonough traded back to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Predators got a 2025 7th round pick and a 2025 second round pick. Lightning got McDonough and a 2024 4th round pick, which was Edmonton's.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what's going to happen next year when he goes back to Nashville, because it seems like isn't this like a second time?
Yeah, so the Lightning traded him 2 years ago because they couldn't fit him under the cap.
Right.
So, and I guess the rumor was that Ryan McDonough went up to Barry Trotz, the Nashville's GM, and he's like, "Hey, I would like to be," he's like, with all due and respect and everything, he's like, "I would like to be traded. If you can send me back to Tampa, I would really prefer that." So he came out to Barry and said, like, I want to go back to Tampa. So, and I mean, I don't blame him. That's where he had probably the best seasons overall was there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then the next bit of news is the New Jersey Devils have a new head coach, which this guy didn't last long on the unemployment list. Sheldon Keefe signs a 4-year deal to be the new head coach of the New Jersey Devils. And I think the Devils head coach, I think that had been the most intriguing role out of all the vacant spots that were open. I mean, think about all the young talent they have there.
Yeah.
And I think I just think they're just one decent goalie or decent goalie tandem away from being scary good. So
they are. Agreed.
Yep. And then the next bit of news is the Carolina Hurricanes general manager Don Waddell has resigned from being the general manager, and there's reports about him joining the Columbus Blue Jackets. The rumor was that he's supposed to be joining like the management group, so he's going to be like having like a top of hockey operations kind of role instead of just the regular general manager. He'll be like higher than that. So, and then Eric Tulsky will be the interim general manager of the Carolina Hurricanes. And then you want to take the next one?
Well, actually, I'm going to add one.
Okay.
Rumor: Boston Bruins are believed to be shopping Linus Ullmark. And I said something about him coming to the Kings. But the rumor is the Ottawa Senators are very interested in him too.
Really?
So there's a possibility. There was not names mentioned how many would go back and forth between the teams. But there seems to be interest on both sides. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
I want to say it was the either the Jeff Merrick show or 32 Thoughts on one of them. They're saying that there could be a trade out there where Olmark goes to Carolina and Boston gets Natchez
That'd be a great pickup for Boston.
for both teams.
Yeah.
So
there goes your chance of getting him, though.
yeah, I know.
But then, where did you stop off?
For
the Jets?
Yeah, that one.
The Blackhawks
No,
traded.
no. Start with the Jets.
Okay, Winnipeg Jets promote assistant coach Scott Arniel to head coach. So he's replacing Rick Bowness, who retired. Good luck on that, Rick. You've been a great coach and a great influence on many hockey players throughout your tenure in the NHL. And I hope retirement is great to you and you have golden years. So
I agree.
Then you do.
All right.
You want to do that one. I know you do.
Sure. This one I think was just straight. I think a team just wanting more draft picks this year. So the Chicago Blackhawks traded their number 20, number 54, and their 61st draft picks. I believe they're all this year to the Islanders. And in return, the Blackhawks get number 18 and number 50 picks from the Islanders.
So what's that telling you is who they think they want to pick, that the Islanders were going to pick him at 18, whoever that may be.
No,
they have somebody probably pretty specific in mind for that pick. I mean, not that it always happens that way, but they want to make sure they get somebody.
I think it was also more just the Islanders trying to get more draft picks because I think they have one of the worst prospect pools in the league. So,
well, they get 3 for 2.
Yeah. So, and then reports are Pittsburgh are working on hiring Jaromir Jagr to work in a front office role.
Is he gonna stop playing?
I don't think he's ever gonna stop playing.
But how's he gonna be? Well, I guess he could, work remotely, right? If he's in the front office, all you have to do is be able to talk to people. So
yeah, true.
But he doesn't want to let that team down, and he's the main reason everybody comes and watches him. So maybe he needs to pick up a player that can take his place. Because what is he? 50?
I want to say he's like 58. No, is he?
You got me. Seems like he's been playing, since I was in diapers.
I think he was drafted 90, right? I think he was drafted in 1990.
So that would be 34 years. Wow.
I think he was 1990.
Oh, he's got to be in his 50s then. He was, right?
Yeah.
52 maybe? That's still pretty old for a hockey player getting banged around all the time.
And then you want to do the next two?
Sure.
All right.
And we want to say congratulations to Rick Tocchet from the Vancouver Canucks. He wins the Jack Adams Award, which is Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
congratulations, Rick. You did a fantastic job with Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then, as I think we've spoke many times, the Selke Award was awarded to Alexander Barkov from the Florida Panthers. Well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see anyone else winning it other than him for a while. And to be honest, it wasn't that close either. So he had 165 first round votes. The next highest was 12. Then he had 19 second place votes, 5 third place votes, and 3 fourth place votes. And Jordan Stahl had the second most points, and then Alston Matthews had the third most. And then for the Jack Adams, Rick Tocchet had 82 first place votes, 23 second place votes, and 4 third place votes for 483 points. Andrew Burnett was in second with 145, and Rick Bonas had 75 points in third. So, yeah. Both of them were pretty handily. So, and then now we're going to go to the World Championship updates.
Wow. There we go. Let's do it.
Okay, let's see. Games. Are we going to go over all the games, or do you just want to just go over what happened more recently?
Well, let's do the, I think there was a playoffs. Let's get to the playoffs on that.
All right, which ones were playoffs? Let's see.
Well, I think, I know Czechia and USA played, and I think that was the first round.
Who played in the first round?
Trying to.
Was it USA and Latvia, right?
Well, that was a game that was played. I'm not sure if that was. Let me see if I can get.
Oh, here it is.
What playoffs are there?
How do you get into the playoffs?
So basically, it started off. Okay, I got it, Cody.
Okay.
Sweden and Finland played. It went to overtime. Sweden beat Finland 2-1. The next game, United States and Czechia.
Dostwall.
I got Czechia is the team to beat. Honestly, Czechia beat USA 1-0. That holding Czechia to 0 or 1 goal is a feat. And then Canada beat Slovakia 6-3. Switzerland beat Germany 3-1. And we go back up. And then in the semis, Czechia beat Sweden, who looked unbeatable, 7-3.
That one has me more shocked.
I watched part of that yesterday. Switzerland and Canada yesterday. No, it was this morning. I saw it this morning. And it went to a shootout. And Switzerland beat Canada 3-2. And I do believe Kevin Fiala for the Kings scored a goal and also scored let me just try to find it real quick here. I think he also scored in the shootout. So, there we go, guys. King going to the championship. Switzerland.
And a duck. 2 ducks are on the championship for Czechia.
Well, yeah. But we're talking about Switzerland right now. Sorry.
Yeah. It's not fair.
Dostwall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Put respect on that, guys. His name is Lukas Dostal. Don't you forget that, the Toronto Sun. Yeah.
I don't know. Cody and I believe he should be the number 1 keeper for the Ducks next year. We'll see what happens. I mean, it may not happen if Gibson's still there, but and Gibson's had a great career with the Ducks, and I'm not belittling him at all. But Dostal had the same players in front of him, and I thought he played much better. So I think it's tomorrow morning. It's going to be Switzerland and Czechia.
Switzerland and Canada. So Sweden and Canada for the bronze.
Yeah, Sweden and Canada for the bronze.
And then
for Canada, we had Pierre-Luc Dubois, and he was in the top 25 of scorers for the World Championships. He represented pretty well. He was on the power play a lot of the times when I was watching the game for Canada. So maybe he's going to get his game back, everyone. And then, not to mention that, 2 Ducks were also on Canada, or was it more Zegras and
Zegras is American.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, they're both Americans, aren't they? Never mind.
No, Olin Zellweger is Canadian.
Oh, is he?
Zellweger is Canadian. Zegras is American. Wait,
no.
Am I saying this right? Zellweger is Canadian. Zegras is American.
Is that right?
Yes.
I thought he played for USA.
No, Zellweger's Canadian. Remember, he won World Juniors with Canada.
Okay.
He was like the best defenseman of the last couple times he was there.
Okay.
Kevin Fiala is ranked number 2 in points.
Yeah, behind Matt Boldy.
Yeah.
I've always liked Matt Boldy. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I could have told you that. Jeez. Put respect on the Ducks.
Quack,
God.
quack. You're quacked.
Yeah.
Would you rather be... Hey, I want to ask everybody, would you rather be quacked or would you rather be royal? I mean, it's just... Honestly.
Sounds more like royally spoiled.
Speaking, and saying that, you were spoiled.
I was not spoiled. No.
You always had the best equipment. I sacrificed to make sure you always had the best equipment to play with.
Well, when the best players need the best equipment, duh.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Man, Dostal looks good.
Yeah, that's
1.80 goals against average.
Yeah. Well, so if anybody hasn't been watching, we're not seeing the best of the best.
Except for Dostal.
What I meant, overall, there's a lot of players lacking. I mean, USA did not have Matthew Tkachuk. They had Brady, and Brady's a good player, but Matthew Tkachuk's a much better player.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of players that are in the playoffs have decided not to play. I was really shocked at some of them, like Fiala played. And that wasn't even broadcast out by the Kings much, which shame on you, Kings. You should give all your players their due, especially when they're playing for their home countries, because for me, that's a big deal. So,
man.
Sorry, a little cough there. We want to go to the playoff recap then?
Playoff recaps. Talking about playoff. All right. So you want to start with the East or West? Let's do East. I guess we'll do West since those games are done so far. Yeah. Because they're not playing currently.
The West?
Or sorry, East. Sorry.
Thank you. The West is actually playing right now.
Yeah.
Third period tied 1-1. Oh, did I give that away?
No, it's not.
It's not anymore?
No. It's 2-1 Dallas.
Yeah. Go.
I mean, we're not spoiling anything because this isn't going to come out till Monday, so we're not spoiling anything.
Go Stars.
Oh, it's 2:10 left, and Edmonton just pulled their goalie. And 3-1. Essa Lindell, I believe, just scored. So I like how the Stars mascot is wearing a Golden Knights helmet that he painted like black, and he's wearing it. All right. So we'll go to the Eastern Conference. So Florida and New York.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. This is going to be a great series, guys.
If you're not watching these games, you're missing out. It's incredible how tight these games are.
Yeah. So game 1 was Wednesday. Florida won 3-0. I feel like it was more like a 1-0 game, in all honesty. Because if you think about it, Florida really only scored one regular goal. The second, I think the other one was an own goal, and the third one was an empty netter. So if you think about it, it's more like a 1-goal game.
But I was listening on that off a dish on my phone. I wasn't watching it when I was driving. Work. Don't tell me I was watching. I was not. I was listening to it, and Florida was dominating that game.
No, I'm not saying they weren't.
I'm not even talking about the score. I'm talking about the play. The score sometimes. Okay, first period. If you guys were watching Edmonton and Dallas, Dallas got outshot 16-4, and I think it was tied 1-1. You got outshot 16-4, and you're tied 1-1. So the score looks like a really close game. Edmonton was dominating a lot of that period. Yeah. And so, but obviously, it looks like Dallas has picked up steam. To me, they're the deepest team in the league, or in the playoffs still.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to win it, but they're deep.
Yeah.
But I think like Florida and even New York and even the Oilers, their best players are better than Dallas's best players.
Yeah.
But Dallas has everybody's doing it, not just McDavid and Draisaitl and Hyman. and maybe Bouchard.
Yeah,
You
Bouchard
know,
looks good.
those
Bouchard's
four
like,
guys are if they don't produce, the Oilers won't win. But
yeah,
see, Dallas gets away with was it Lundell? You said Lundell scored. I
yeah.
mean,
He scored the empty netter.
so so who even knows who he? I mean, I know his name because I've been paying attention, but he's not a household name. So they're going to win games because they're so deep that everybody can win a game for them. You don't need your superstar to win the game. That's what makes them so tough. So tough
Mm-hmm.
to pick against.
And if you think about it, they're also playing without their number one center, Dallas.
Oh yeah,
Rupe Hintz is still out,
that's true.
so
Hopefully he'll be back in the next game, and then they'll go
yeah,
for they'll go 4-1 and knock out the Oilers.
I'm okay with that.
Me too.
So game 2 of Florida New York was Friday, and New York won that in overtime, 2-1. Talk about just 2 great games so far. I'm excited about both these series.
It's interesting to see how dominant they can be, and then how dominated they get. And
Yeah,
and you're talking the elite athletes in this league. They'll dominate one period or a part of a period, and then what I don't know what makes those changes. I mean, I can remember my old high school basketball coach said, "We have to control the tempo of the game." I go, "Tempo?" It's basically the rhythm of the game. You get them to play your game if you can. And if you watch these games, they tried it. I mean, some of them are going to beat you up. They're going to forecheck you to death. You make a mistake, they score. They're not like Connor McDavid who, you know, does a pirouette, dinks this way, dinks that way, goes by four guys and makes the goalie look like he doesn't know what he's doing because that's what he does. But the grind them out teams, they tend to win. I mean, that's how the Kings won 2 Stanley Cups. They ground those teams into their will.
yep,
So that's where the Oilers don't have it, although they do have more of the defensive minded stuff that they haven't had in years past. That's why they're much better. And when they
yeah.
play their game, they're tough to beat.
All
But
right, it's official. It's official now. Dallas won.
yay! So that's
1-1.
1-1 now. 1-1
So
now, right?
so now I guess now we could talk about the West. Great. The first game was great. That one Edmonton won in double overtime, 3-2. And to be honest, I only watched I think a little bit of the third period, and then I watched a little bit of the overtime. I did see that crazy Jake Ottinger save on McDavid in overtime. Wow, was that something?
Yeah. Top 10 plays at ESPN should be one of them right there.
And I think 2 of the best plays I think I've seen so far this playoffs have been goalie saves.
Yeah.
The one that Bobrovsky did in the opening round with his arm.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, and then and obviously since we just told you guys, Dallas won game 2 just now, 3-1. So now both series are tied 1-1. So hopefully we can have Stanley Cup predictions next week, but who knows what the way these games are going. All right. Anything else about playoffs?
Go Stars, go.
Go Stars. Yeah, I agree.
Can't tell I don't like the Oilers, can you?
No.
Well, three years in a row they sent us home.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, all right, we will be back right after this message. Hey, Ducks and Kings fans, step into the spotlight and make your prom night unforgettable with our exclusive prom night photo shoot package. For just $150, immerse yourself in the beauty of the great outdoors as our professional photographer captures your radiant glow against nature's backdrop. Prefer an indoor setting? No worries. At $300, experience a studio session where every click of the camera amplifies your elegance and style. Each 45-minute session guarantees you 10 high-quality images, a timeless memento of a night filled with laughter, dance, and unforgettable memories. But wait, there's more. We also specialize in senior photos, graduation photos, and quinceañeras. Because every milestone is a story waiting to be told. So why wait? Book now and let us narrate your journey through our lenses. Contact us at 951-719-6377 or at Christina122193 at gmail.com, or go follow us on Instagram at Xtina's Photo on Instagram. That's XTINAS Photo for a glimpse into how we turn every shot into a masterpiece.
Welcome back to Royally Quacked. Now, Cody and I have decided to make all time forever teams for the Kings. That's me, of course, doing that. And he's going to do the Ducks. And then he's going to try his best to get a simulation of them playing a game or
a series.
A series.
I can have them. I don't know.
I gotta tell you, not to cut you off, if the Kings don't win this, something's wrong. Because I have 8 Hall of Famers, and I think 1, 2, 3 that should be in the Hall of Fame, maybe 4. If you're a Dustin Brown fan, he might be the 4th. Anyways,
so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, well,
I got 8. I got 9 Hall of Famers on mine. Oh, really? 2 more future.
Well, I have 8 that are already there.
Well, good for you. Your team has been around a lot longer.
Let's do this. I'm going to give my first line. Then
No. Let's build up to that. We'll do our bottom defensive pair with our bottom forward line.
Okay.
So we did what, five lines for forwards?
Yeah.
And 4 defensive pair.
Okay, so I did it right. Okay.
And then we have 3 goalies. We have a starter, a backup, and a e-bug.
And
an e-bug is an emergency backup goalie.
And my number 3 is a slash of 2 guys. It doesn't really matter. So
okay, so who's all right? How about this? We're gonna do your last defensive pair.
Okay.
And then your last 2 lines for forwards to start with.
Last 2? So 5 and 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So who's your 4th defense? Or how about this? Do your line 5 for forwards.
So my line 5 starts off at center with Jeff Carter.
Okay.
And who's to say Jeff Carter couldn't be a Hall of Famer?
But that's a future.
He's another one I didn't even think of. On left wing, and I did get left wings and right wings, and I didn't take any centers and throw them over there.
I did.
Just so you know. Bob Berry. Old-time King fans know who Bob Berry was. He actually coached the team. And then on right wing, Ian LaPerriere. And if you're a longtime King fan, everybody loved LaPerriere. So that's my number 5 line. And then you want my bottom defense?
No. Yeah, bottom defense, and then do your line 4.
You want the line 4 first or the bottom defense?
You pick whatever you want.
Okay. So on line 4 at center, Bernie Nichols. Bernie Nichols would be number 1 line on a lot of teams. He's my 4th line center. Scored 150 points. I could have put him with Gretzky because he did play with Gretzky a little bit. On left wing, can't remember his first name, but it's Frolov. Let me grab this. I think it's Alexander Frolov. And old-time Kings would know who he is. And then on right wing, one of Cody's favorite. Who did you really like?
For the Kings?
Yeah.
Ziggy Palffy.
Ziggy Palffy on right wing. Then
Nice.
on my fourth pair, my left defender, Hall of Famer Larry Robinson. And current coach, Matt Green. Matt Green, I'll let him duke it out with anybody. That guy was a shutdown defenseman. That's my fourth pair, guys. And my fourth pair has one, possibly two Hall of Famers on it. I don't think anybody on my fourth line would be a Hall of Famer, but they were all really good players. So let's get yours.
All right, my line 5 at left wing. Actually, no, sorry, right wing. Todd Marchant.
I remember Todd
Center,
Marchant.
Adam Oates. And the other wing is Travis Moen.
Well, you got one Hall of Famer there in Adam Oates.
Yep. And then
he's on the fifth line.
Yeah. So my fourth line is Chris Kunitz, Saku Koivu, and Rob Niedermeyer.
That's a decent team.
Yep. And then my fourth pair, Hampus Lindholm and Sammy Vatanen.
Ooh. They played together.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Think about it, and that's my fourth pair.
Okay.
And then
why don't we get
who's your e-bug? Your third goalie?
Well, it's a slash. For time, Kelly Rudy / Hall of Famer Grant Fuhrer. Grant Fuhrer didn't play like 14 or 15 games for the Kings.
All right, since
he was a backup when he came. He was older then, but I wanted to put him in there.
All right, if you're gonna do one, I'm gonna add one because
absolutely. This is all in fun, anyways, right?
Because this adds another future Hall of Famer if I do this. All right, so for time, from right now, he's my e-bug, John Gibson.
Okay.
I almost went with Brizgalov.
Oh.
Almost. But I think Gibson's just had a better time. But I love Briz.
Yeah, he played well.
And then if we're going to go with someone that probably didn't have as good of a career with the Ducks, but he's definitely going to be a future Hall of Famer, Ryan Miller.
Yeah, he would have been my pick.
Yeah.
I'd probably take him over Gibson. I mean, for career-wise.
Career-wise, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm going with Ryan Miller.
That's what I'm thinking about when I'm making my decisions on this is career-wise.
Yeah.
So now you've got our fourth and fifth forward lines and our number 4 defensive pair and our, I'd just say, third string goalkeeper or keeper or goalies.
And who'd you do for your extra players?
I didn't put any extra players in.
Oh, okay.
Why? Because I have a fifth line.
Okay, that's fine. I won't say mine then.
All right, I did do power play and penalty kill. I hope you did. Okay, let's keep going.
I can do it.
Okay,
I got this.
Okay, Cody, ad lib.
Yeah, I know.
Ad lib.
No, I honestly I could figure it out pretty quickly.
Okay, so why don't you do your third line and your third pair, and then I'll come back after you.
All right, my third pair, Ruslan Saleh and Josh Manson. And my third line is Yari Curry, Steve Ruchin, and Andy McDonald.
Not bad.
Yeah.
You want to hear my third line? My third pair, Lubomir Vishnowsky and Larry Murphy.
I thought about putting Vishnowsky because he was a Duck too.
Yes, I know. We traded him, I think, to the Ducks, or he went right after he left us and went to the Ducks. Larry Murphy was a hell of a defenseman.
Yeah.
My third line played 2 years ago together. My center is Anze Kopitar. Definitely going to be Hall of Famer. My left wing, Adrian Kempe. Kempe's become a 200-foot player. I mean, their patience with him to become a player has paid dividends for them.
Yeah.
He's getting better every year. And who doesn't love the captain of 2 Stanley Cup champions, Dustin Brown?
Me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's because nobody wanted to play against him. He was so hard to play against.
Yeah.
You have to love him. So that's my third line and my third pairing on defense.
All right. And then now we'll just do our defensive pair. So I'll say my second, you'll say your second. Then we'll
Okay.
do our forward lines after that.
Okay.
So my second pair, Francois Beauchemin
Oh, Boscheman.
and Oleg Trevodosky.
I like both of those guys.
Me too. So that's
They were
my
great
second
players.
pair. That's my
They were
second
great
pair.
players. My second pair, Steve Duchesne.
No relation to Matt Duchesne.
No relation to Matt Duchesne. He was a very offensively great defenseman. Left-handed too. Now the other guy on the right side, Hall of Famer and current GM of the Kings, Rob Blake.
All right. All right. My second line, Corey Perry, Ryan Getzloff, and Bobby Ryan.
Okay.
And I bet you a lot of you Ducks fans like, wait, he has Getzloff on his second line? Oh, just wait. Just wait.
Oh, I would love to see my second line go against yours.
Yeah.
You know, you old-time King fans, Triple Crown line. Marcel Dion, number 3 scorer in NHL history. Charlie Simmer at left wing. And Dave Taylor on the right wing. I don't know. I don't think Dave Taylor's gotten into the Hall of Fame. I don't know why. And he was a GM for the Kings at one time. That's my number 2 line.
All right. Number 1 pair for defense. Your captain of the 2007 Stanley Cup champions to bring the first ever Stanley Cup to California, Scott Niedermayer.
Great
and
player.
The guy that made it happen who got traded to the Ducks that year, Chris Pronger.
Pretty good.
That's easily probably the best defensive pair right there.
Well, you know, let me give you my defensive pair. Because he might be the second best offensive defenseman in the NHL history. But he's probably the closest. I mean, you know, some of these guys now, like Makar, well, especially Makar, he might be an equal to him in eventuality if he has his career. But Paul Coffey, I think he scored 100 points as a defenseman twice. And Drew Doughty. Paul Coffey is in the Hall of Fame. Drew Doughty will be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But you know what? I get to tell you, if there's an equal battle, it's on our first pair of defensemen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being honest.
I would still give mine a little bit of a, because they also played together.
Yeah, well, mine didn't, but Paul Coffey could play with anybody.
Yeah.
And just put it back. Who would you want to be your point on the power play? I can think of 2 names on my point on the power play. I mean, not including.
Well, we're not even doing power play yet.
I know, but my guy would be one of 2 guys most everybody would pick. Anyways, you want to go to your number 1 line then?
Number 1 line. All right. So for the wings, I got Paul Correa, first ever draft pick by the Mighty Ducks. And then the best Duck ever, Teemu Selanne.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, who's centering that line? I can tell you this. It's not someone you probably expected, but here it is. Sergei Fedorov, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I would say that is just going to be a dominant line.
Yeah. I like to see him play against my number 1 line.
Yeah. All right.
So, before I give my center, I want the drum roll.
All right. Let me know when you want it.
Okay, so on right wing, Yari Curry, Hall of Famer. Left wing, greatest scoring left wing in NHL history, Luke Robitaille. And my center, the great one, Wayne Gretzky. Beat that. And we haven't even given our number 1 and number 2 goalies yet.
Oh, all right. So who's your backup?
My backup, Hall of Famer, Rogie Vachon.
Wow. And mine, the first ever official Mighty Duck, Guy Hebert.
Yeah,
and you get Ducks fans, you see him every time on TV. Love Guy.
Yeah, Guy's a great guy.
All right. Who's your starter?
My starter, the winningest USA goalie in NHL history. And he's still in the playoffs. I know he hasn't been playing, but he played great for the New York Rangers.
He really did. Honestly,
I mean, you're talking.
If it wasn't for Quick, I don't think they wouldn't have won the President's Trophy.
It wasn't for Quick, they wouldn't have won the President's Trophy. That's true. Not to mention that he was the playoff MVP our first season. I don't think we win our first Stanley Cup without him. He was incredible. Jonathan Quick.
Yeah. That's a good number 1.
That's a great number 1.
3-time champion, technically.
Well, is he?
He won with Vegas.
Oh, yeah, he won with Vegas. Oh, man, He might be a 4-time champion. Go, Jonathan.
If your playoff predictions come right.
Well, yeah. I have a softy heart for Quickie. He's
God, you got to word that better, Dad.
You really got to word that way, son.
You got to word that better. All right. And my starting goalie, Conn Smythe winner, the last Conn Smythe winner to be on the losing team. And not only did he take the Ducks to 1 Stanley Cup final, he took them to 2. John Sebastian getting jiggy with it, Sugar. Oh, getting jiggy with it.
Jiggy with it. You know what? Those are some really great teams, Cody.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best, guys. If you guys can tell me the better way to do it, I'm gonna try and do my best to make these teams on NHL 24. By the way, if you guys play, let me know. Maybe we could play together. We'll start a team together. I'm down. Yeah, if you guys can find a better way to do it, I'm gonna try my best to make these teams, and I'll try to do like a best of 7 thing, and we'll see. And I'll announce it next week if I got the time.
Yeah, it's gonna be 4-0.
I don't think it's gonna be 4-0.
4-2 maybe. You guys, I mean,
okay.
Timu will kick. You know how much I love Timu. It's like Robitaille's my favorite player for the Kings, but you know what? Timu is such a nice guy. He played this really rough game, played it to a Hall of Fame status, and yet he's funny as hell. I mean, we should play next week. We're gonna play Cody's birthday gift from what, 2 years ago?
So it was my birthday in 2022 when I turned 30. So yeah.
Yeah, his 30th birthday. We're gonna play. You can do that.
It's on the Instagram.
Yeah, if you guys want to see it there, but we're gonna put it on the podcast. So
I'll try to figure out a way how to do that.
Just put it on your phone, put it up to the mic, and let it play.
Yeah, and then when I got that picture with him, I want to say he was out there for probably the rest of the game, just taking pictures with fans.
That's the kind of guy. That's why. How can you not love him?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, he's the ultimate, all around. Not only great player, but what a great guy.
Yeah.
And like I said, if we could put because it's a video of him talking to
Mhm.
Cody. It is so incredible. I had tears in my eyes, and I know Cody he was crying like a baby.
I loved it. Definitely the
Oh
best
God,
present I've ever
yes.
gotten. It was funny because when we talked about it before and everything, and we were coming back from the that Palm Desert Zoo thing, Christina just wanted to hear us just talk on the podcast about the Timu Solani present. She's like, "Yeah, I did that."
Oh, the living desert you're talking about. We kept,
Yeah, the living desert. Yeah,
yeah, well, we met out there, so
yeah,
we each drove out
D-
separately, and
yeah.
then we went
When we it was on
together.
our way, it was on our way home. So
Yeah,
when we were doing that, so
I've listened to it. I don't know, at least a dozen times, and
I
I showed it off to friends and everything. Look at what Timo Solani did for
I
my
love
son.
it.
So, I mean, that he has an extra special place in my heart that he
Yeah,
takes care of somebody I love. So,
yeah. All right,
so
so
how do we want to do the power play and penalty kills?
you want to do penalty kill 2,
Sure.
and then I'll. All right, so who's your penalty kill 2?
Ian, forwards Ian LaPerriere and
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Brown. Tell me you're not.
Okay.
Oh, and Matt Green, Larry Robinson.
Okay.
Tell me they're not going to get beat up with that group.
Now I'm gonna go for mine. Rob Niedermeyer and Travis Moen, and then for my forwards, defense, I'm gonna go with Hampus Lindholm and Josh Manson for the 2 defense. All right, now
Okay,
who's gonna be your number 1 power or penalty kill?
You go first this time.
All right, my number 1 penalty kill. I would have to say Pronger and Roos. No, I'm gonna go Niedermeyer. Pronger and Niedermeyer, and then number 1 forwards would probably be Saku Koivu and Ruch. Steve Ruchin.
Okay, so on defense on my PK1, Drew Doughty, Rob Blake, and my forwards, the captain, Anze Kopitar. And playing awesome for Sweden in the World Championships, Adrian Kempe, who has become, like I said, the second best two-way player the Kings have on forwards, I'm saying. He does a lot of penalty kills now. He's excellent at it. So those are my two penalty kill teams.
All right. I'm writing mine down since I forgot. And then PK2, I put Lindholm. I totally forgot we were doing the special teams thing. And
I remembered
Manson,
earlier today. Oh
Manson,
crap! I got to do that.
Moen,
We said we were going to do that.
and Niedermeyer. All right. Power play and power play 2. All right. Who's your power play 2?
Okay, so I got Doughty and Blake, probably Rob Blake splitting the defense part of my PK or my power play
Okay.
with Dave Taylor, the extra forward, Anze Kopitar at center, Charlie Simmer on the left wing, and Bernie Nichols on the right wing. You talk about both Nichols and Simmer were 100-point forward scorers. Kopitar is going to have a lot of assists, and Dave Taylor is going to score too.
See, my power play 2, I'm going to go with Vatanen as my power play quarterback as for my defense. See, Vatanen. Actually, I should probably do someone for my third. I'm going to do. See, I won't be able to add him on there. We'll do. It's going to be someone between Beauchemin or Trevadowski. I forgot who was the better defensive player. I want to say it was Beauchemin. So we'll do Beauchemin as power play quarterback. And then I'm going to do Beauchemin.
Can we get a drum roll?
Let's see. I'm going to do Beauchemin, Perry, Getzloff, Kunitz, and Curry.
Okay. Now, what's your power play number 1?
Let me finish writing this real quick. And Curry. All right. Power play 1, Niedermeyer. Scott Niedermeyer is running the point. Quarterback, Niedermeyer. And then I'm gonna do obviously everyone on my first line. So Solani, Fedorov, and Korea. And I'm gonna have Ruchin in the as the front man. So Solani, Fedorov, Korea, and Ruch.
Okay.
Because it'd be pointless to have Bobby Ryan since I already got Solani and Korea running the wings.
Okay.
So that's what I'm gonna do.
So running the point is kind of a funny thing. It's
I
not
know, sorry.
necessarily always a defenseman that runs it.
99% of the time it's a defenseman.
I mean,
there are some teams that do the 5 forwards.
I'm not talking about. I'm not doing 5 forwards, but I'm not talking. What I'm talking about. Okay, my wings will be Robitaille and Curry. But I probably have my center be Marcel Dion because I'll have Wayne Gretzky and Coffee feeding them from around the blue, but they're going to move. So, and I'm going to have Dion in front of the net because he was vicious in front of the net. Robitaille, just give him a one-timer. Curry was the same way. You could put him in front of the net too, but you have Gretzky and Coffee being your basically double point guys. I mean, Coffee would be the guy because he's a defenseman, but Gretzky did that.
Well, I thought Gretzky was more better behind the net.
Well, he could go behind the net. He would be that wild card. He's the wild card.
Yeah.
I don't want him in front of the net. I want Dion in front of the net. Robitaille as a sniper, sort of like what Kempe does for the Kings right now. Curry could be on the other side doing the same thing. With like I said, Dion in the middle. Gretzky could go behind the net, but sometimes you take it out and then they'd rotate. I mean, but you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Hall of Famers on one power play. That's incredible.
I think all on my power play it's all but one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm missing someone too.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys that we could have thrown in here. Butch Goring. I got to thrown Butch Goring in there. He was ninth leading scorer in Kings history.
Like I even made extra players. Yeah, I even had two extra players for each forward and defense just in case.
Yeah, well, so I'd have Jim Fox, Butch Goring at forwards. Oh, it is Alex Froloff, by the way. Defense backup would be Mark Hardy. Let me look and see what else I had. Mark Hardy, and I left the other paper, didn't I? I left the paper I wrote everybody. No, I do. I have it right here. Mark Hardy, and you want a tough guy? How about Rob Scuderi?
I mean, if I wanted to add someone, I can add Stu Grimson.
Oh, God, yeah, get tough guy in there. I could add Marty McSorley. Ooh, Marty McSorley and Stu Grimson. What do you think? Ooh, what a battle.
Maybe I should buy the UFC game and just make a Marty McSorley versus a Stu Grimson.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
It would be fun to make like an all fight line. That'd be crazy. That would be fun.
Yeah, somebody would probably take that guy. I don't know if anybody saw the news where he beat up a guy in a restaurant. I think one of the hosts. He's a young guy. This guy was just beating. He was twice as big as him, beating the crap out of him. It was all on video. I don't know if they caught him.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't think they've caught him yet because it really didn't. You only saw the back end of him. Another customer pulled the guy off. I mean, how bad is? I mean, if your meal's not that good, just ask for the manager. We had that happen at a Black Bear Diner, and I go, look, not only did they mess up my wife's order and say she couldn't have what she wanted, she got her second order, and I had to wait another 10 minutes for my order that wasn't anything wrong with to come, and they'd forgotten about me. So guess what we got? We got a free meal.
Yeah. I wish a certain restaurant would have done that. I asked them for one way. Then I asked for, I think, a double cheeseburger. They gave me a single. then when they put it on, then they added all the stuff that I did not want on my burger. It took them like 5 tries and they didn't not one apology, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I tell you, I'm never going back to that establishment, or
Okay.
I would just say that location ever again.
Unfortunately, I already gave the name of my location, but it's a true story.
Yeah.
And they did right. So we haven't gone back since then. That was Thanksgiving. We haven't gone back there since, but then I'm not saying we won't, because I've
Yeah.
had nothing but good meals there, but that one time. And I got a breakfast, and the eggs were rubbery. This was a bad night. They had a bad night, and they only had a limited menu because it was Thanksgiving. Because
Yeah.
we do, because my wife used to work retail, we do Thanksgiving the Sunday before, and you don't have all the traffic that everybody has to go to get to your house, and it made it easy and simple. And we've just kept it, even though she doesn't even work on Thanksgiving anymore.
It's just so much easier
Yeah.
doing it that way.
Yeah. So you can steal that from us if you'd like. Do we have any questions, Cody?
No questions.
No questions.
No
Wow.
questions. I
That's
know.
the first time we haven't had a question. So here's the question for you, our faithful listeners. Who do you think has a better team? Do you believe it's Royal? Or do you believe it's
Mighty? I'm just kidding.
They took that name away. That's part of their problem. They need to fix that.
Okay, let me ask you. Here's a question I just thought of.
Okay.
Would you rather have the Ducks? I know this doesn't, and I'll give you my opinion after. Would you rather? They say they come out, hey, we're doing a rebrand, but you get one or two choices. You can either be the Mighty Ducks, but keep the same colors, but they'll go back to the old school colors, or the old style with the Mighty Duck logo and everything, or just still be the Anaheim Ducks and keep the same jerseys and the same logo. No, sorry. Be the Mighty Ducks, keep the same colors, or be the Anaheim Ducks, but they go back to the old colors and keep the same logo.
I'm sorry. I'd go back to Mighty Ducks.
Honestly, like, I'm okay. Trust me, I'd rather them go back to the eggplant and jade colors. I really do. But I hate that logo.
I'm not talking about the logo.
No, but I'm saying I hate the logo. I want the Mighty Ducks logo. So I'd be okay. Like what they did with the second reverse retro one, the white with the orange. Like, do something like that.
Okay, I wouldn't have a problem having a different logo, but you limited it because you could do both.
Okay, but I'm just saying, which one would you rather have? Have the great colors or the great logo and name?
Okay. I don't want to be limited. I want both.
Yeah, I want
I'm
both
just being
too.
honest with you. You're asking me what I want. That's what I want.
All Ducks fans, and guys, let us know, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. We all want the Mighty Ducks with the eggplant and jade colors. We all want it.
Yeah,
we
but
want the Mighty Duck logo, the Mighty Duck name. I want to be the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim again, and I want it to be the Arrowhead Pond of Anaheim, not the Honda Center. I want the pond.
Okay, so here's a story for you. Okay, this is how and you're gonna probably laugh when I say this. So, honestly, how many ducks do you fear? I go,
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know. You've seen some of those at the lake.
That's for them, not you.
Oh.
Okay? How many ducks do you fear? Do you fear Howard the Duck? The drunk? That's kind of like the Anaheim Ducks name now. Or, get this, Gary the Duck from the pacifier. That was a vicious freaking, that's a mighty duck right there.
Or we just bring back Wild Wing, like the cartoon.
Well, Wild Wing he was tough. He's more like Gary than he is like Howard the Duck. Who's afraid of a duck? A little fish in the pond, maybe? But nobody else is. Mighty Duck now means something. That's why
I miss the Mighty Duck name.
I do. To me, it makes a difference.
A huge difference.
It has a reverence to it. So you can tell us how you think about that, but we don't want to come up with the questions. We want you guys to come up with the questions for us so we can answer them. I don't know. We have an idea what we want to do next podcast.
Maybe what I can do is I could put a poll out with ideas. You and I can come up with like 4 ideas. I'll put it out there. Whatever they vote is what we'll do.
Okay. You guys hear that? So you're going to have to go onto our Instagram or our Facebook page.
Or message us. Or just straight message us.
Yeah, straight message us and tell us, this is what I like to hear.
Comments, questions.
I'm going to throw out a couple of ideas we've had. First of all, obviously, I think we want to wait Hockey 101 till the season's over.
Yeah.
But if you really want that sooner, Hockey 101. That means
if you guys are confused on certain things, message us and we can
we'll talk
answer
about
it right here. Yeah.
We'd rather do that than go our crazy ways of making my super team that's going to crush his Ducks. I'm just going to say. I had an idea and I shared it with Cody. I go, we could do a what if, but what happened? I mean, like one of the what ifs, what would have happened if Wayne Gretzky never played for the Kings? That's an idea. I mean,
what if the Ducks never traded away Shea Theodore to the Vegas Cheaters? I mean, Golden Knights.
Vic, that was him. It wasn't me calling him that this time. I got chewed out multiple times for calling them that, and my wife called me out. And you know what? I got to live with her, so I'm not going to call him that anymore. I don't like him. They're our enemy as far as teams go, but I'm not going to call him that anymore, just out of respect for her. So what if Hockey 101?
We could do rankings too.
Rankings of
jerseys, logos.
Yeah.
Arena. I don't know about arenas because we haven't really been to. I think we've been to about the same amount. But I mean, we could do logos, jerseys, like home jerseys, away jerseys, alternate jerseys.
Yeah. Or something you guys want to know.
Yeah.
You have a great idea. I know we've got a few of you out there that like to give us questions, and I don't know. I don't know what happened to everybody. We got no questions this week, so
come on, James. I'm just kidding.
Eric, throw out a question.
Yeah. Lewis,
but Luke from work. I gave him royally quacked. He's a hockey fan. I hope he listened. Luke, I want to give us some kind of question you want an answer to.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't want another question from my wife because if she don't like the answer, it's not nice at our house.
I'm glad I'm not living at home anymore.
Yeah, well, you would have got slapped right in the head for saying that what you called the Golden Knights again. So
you mean
yes,
the cheaters?
He's got a new toy.
Yeah. And I haven't even really gone 100% with it yet. I can add more sounds.
Yeah.
But
we'll try to get creative, make this a little more as fun as possible.
Yeah.
Love your ideas.
Because we're having fun doing it, guys.
But I think if we have no questions, it's going to be time to say goodbye.
Yeah. And guys, have a safe and happy Memorial Day.
Yes. Thank you for all the people in the United States of America who served to keep us free.
Thank you very much.
And gave their lives.
Like my best friend, Big Mac. You're my grandpa. Yeah, both my grandpas.
And your great-grandpa.
And my great-grandpa.
And
then their my great-great-grandpa, and then the great-great-great-great. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
But all of you have a very safe time during the 3-day weekend. Enjoy your time. We're looking forward to next week.
Yeah.
So
You gotta remind me to put the poll out.
I will try to
We'll
remind
come
you.
up with 4 ideas, and we'll put it out there for you guys.
Sounds really good. All right. So
So
don't forget to
you
what was I
got
gonna
this.
you got this.
All right.
You go.
All
You
right.
say it every week anyways.
All right, guys. Please like, follow, subscribe to all our social media accounts or podcast. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, especially. I'm not really a Twitter person. I'm sorry. Never been a Twitter person. But you can always message us on Instagram. If you got any comments or questions, please, please don't feel no, you distracted me.
I was doing the Angels in the outfield. He said Twitter. It's like flying, right?
It's guys, it's not X, it's Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter to me. But guys, like I said, follow us on Instagram. We're at Royally Quacked. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, YouTube, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio.
Yep.
Please tell your family and friends or anyone that's like, hey, I want to start. Hockey's going right. Like, are the playoffs going? Like, yeah, but you should listen to this podcast. They're good. Well, I hope you guys think we're good. I think we're good. I'm having fun doing this, guys. I'm
I
glad I
am
started
having a
this.
blast. Thank you guys for being part of it with us. We
Yeah.
really do appreciate you. We want you to be safe till the next time. And go Kings, go.
Yeah. Let's go Ducks. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
All right. Later, guys. Bye.
Bye.